tiny system, Garvug. In 354 CE, Garvug was considered a bargain world, given to the Krogan to placate them because no one else wanted to live on such a frozen rock. Technically a life-bearing world, Garvug had a small farm belt around its equator, and well-insulated marine life in its seas. By the turn of the century, the Krogan had completely adapted, breeding hundreds of younglings per family in vast underground bunkers. By the turn of this next century, Garvug's narrow strips of coral reef had been destroyed by overfishing and pollutants, and excess Krogan took to the stars to find another planet to consume. Garvug was treated as an object lesson by the Citadel Council. The Krogan could not be trusted to check their own numbers. Today, Garvug is a frozen wasteland, home to corporate eco-engineering efforts trying to implement sustainable agri- and aquaculture practices. Krogan and Vorchapaks are a constant threat, and the corporations pay mercenaries well to keep their operations safe. Orbital distance 4 AU, orbital period 6.1 Earth years, radius 6200 kilometers, day length 27 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.2 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature negative 30 Celsius, 5 at the equator, surface gravity 1 G. It's a shame that the Krogan weren't able to, figure out how to not
fuel reserves at 50%.
Completely destroy their resources, their natural resources for the planet they were given. Duma. Home to 51 moons, including the prebiotic moon Anaphiel, Duma is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with violent surface winds exceeding 1,900 kilometers per hour? kph? Like its sister planet Elohi, it is believed to be an extrasolar capture. Orbital distance 1.6 AU, orbital period 2 Earth years, radius 59152 kilometers, day length 10 Earth hours. Elohi, a small hydrogen-helium gas giant formed around a metallic hydrogen core. Elohi will be the site of a rare astronomical event later this year. The comet Acera will come in on its orbit of 70 galactic standard years and travel so close to the giant that it's predicted to be captured as a moon. Dozens of space probes from around the galaxy have been launched into the Rahil system to record this moment. That's pretty cool. Elohi is within the frost line of its parent star, where gas giants do not usually form. For this reason, it is believed to be an extrasolar capture. A statistically significant form of distress signals have come from the 1 million kilometer mark around Elohi. Pilots are believed to be working the area. In-person tourism is not advised. Orbital distance 0.6 AU, orbital period 0.5 Earth years, radius 38,119 kilometers, day length 11.8 Earth hours. No, I don't want to scan it. Micah. This one's hiding. Farlas. One of a trio of asteroids formed around an element 0 core. Farlas is the easiest to mine for low-yield EZO. A carbonaceous asteroid, Farlas is a trace of water-bearing minerals and organic carbon in the form of kerogen. Currently, the asteroid is surrounded by Quarian mining ships extracting fuel for the flotilla. Orbital distance 4.1 AU, orbital period 8.3 Earth years, radius 540 kilometers, day length 24.1 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature negative 116 Celsius, surface gravity 0.1 G. All these hidden planets. Kakabel. The second asteroid in the system formed around an element 0 core. Kakabel is another carbonaceous asteroid, with a surface made of hydrogen minerals such as carbonates and clays. Beneath its surface is liquid water with some amino acids. The surface of Kakabel is pitted and scarred with strip mining stations, where the Quarians took as much EZO as possible before moving on. Orbital distance to 4.2 AU, orbital period 8.6 Earth years, radius 70 kilometers, day length 68.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature negative 118 Celsius, surface gravity 0.1 G. Israfil. Largest of the EZO trio, Israfil is a silicate heavy carbonaceous asteroid. It is home to approximately 40 species of microorganisms in its liquid water and was blamed as the source of the prion-based bio-warfare agent, EHE exotic humanoid encephalopathy, used by the terrorist group Totenkopf in their attack on Gagarin Station in 2184. While many in the scientific community protested that Israfil did not have sufficient atmosphere or evolutionary history to sustain life at the prison level, the asteroid and its ESO miners were nevertheless quarantined to reassure the public that the System Alliance was taking action. Though no evidence has yet been found that Ihi originated from Israfil or was even synthesized in a local lab, the SSV Manila and a team of epidemiologists maintain watch over the asteroid's ship traffic for now. Population 1006, orbital distance 4.3 AU, orbital period 8.9 Earth years, radius 905 kilometers, day length 68.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure, trace, surface temperature negative 100 Celsius, surface gravity 0.3 G. Cool. And with that, we are at 100% in the Vallhallan Threshold. Almost completing the galaxy, at least as far as the Mass Effect relays go. Lots to refuel on. Alright. 100. 100. 100. 100. 73%. Close to 100. Schwarzschild. Schwarzschild. Ooh, this one's a massive one. Atahil. Atahil, a typical Venusian greenhouse world, Atahil is only of note for a few scattered craters. Though flattened by millions of years of high pressure, the marks of orbital bombardment strikes are unmistakable. It is generally accepted among academics that whoever hailed from or settled Schwarzschild's second planet, Etimis, must have had outposts on Atahil as well. Orbital distance 0.9 AU, orbital period 1 Earth year, radius 5230 kilometers. Day length 28.8 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 62 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 348 Celsius, surface gravity 0.79 G. Etimis. Etimis is a super-terrestrial world, a third larger than Earth. It is in a post-garden state that clearly shows evidence of attack from space. While now waterless, the shores of former oceans now show patterns of cratering, too regular to be anything but saturation and bombardment by Dreadnought-class kinetic weapons. Yeah, that would be the Reapers. Although it is unclear how, most of the atmosphere has been lost. Archaeologists have found little of note. It appears that all settled regions were touched by the global bombardment. The few relics found suggest an advanced spacefaring culture thrived on the world somewhere between from 20 and 40 million years ago. The level of antiquity makes it impossible to estimate the world's former population or guess whether it was the race's homeworld or a colony. Orbital distance 1.35 AU, orbital period 1.6 Earth years, radius 9577 kilometers. Day length 51.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.2 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature negative 49.6 Celsius, surface gravity 3.4 G. This is a pretty planet, Lenosa. Lenosa is a hydrogen-helium gas giant. It is surrounded by several thin rings of debris. Analysis of this debris has been difficult due to its extreme age and fragility, but several apparently nano-manufactured materials have been identified. The leading theory is that the inhabitants of Etimis mined the atmosphere for helium-3. Orbital distance 3.34 AU, orbital period 6.8 Earth years, radius 55806 kilometers, day length 17.8 Earth hours. And unexplored, Rihali. Rihali is a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant. It is notable because none of its moons is larger than 12 kilometers in diameter, a rare trait among the charted gas giants of the galaxy. Orbital distance 6.34 AU, orbital period 17.9 Earth years, radius 70,778 kilometers, day length 15.4 Earth hours. And that brings us to 100% of the Hawking Eta. Blah, blah, blah. 100%. 100%. Almost 100%. There's Haystrom. And Ma'at. Ma'at Pa'at. Wow. Alright. That's it? Alright. Ma'at. Amut is an enormous hydrogen-helium giant with a mass approximately 9 times that of Jupiter and nearly 2,900 times that of Earth. Despite massive pressure, its core has failed to ignite in a fusion reaction, qualifying it as a failed star. It is believed to have captured all other planet-sized bodies in the solar system as moons or in impact events, leading to its name Devourer. Not intimidated by this phenomenon, the Geth have colonized many of Amat's moons and skimmed the hydrogen from Amat's upper atmosphere. Travel advisory: Amat is in Geth space. All civilian traffic is prohibited. Orbital distance 102.1 AU, orbital period 1036 Earth years, radius 692430 kilometers, day length 12.2 Earth hours. Okay, that one was quick to complete. In the far rim. I think we're just about done clearing out the map. Next is 162. Alright, this is the last one. The very last thing we need to clear, and we're done. Then we're gonna do the final DLC.
Only half our fuel remains.
Kurtasi. Giant sun here. Noressa. Noressa is an unremarkable methane ammonia ice giant with a small family of icy moons. It is likely that the Kurtasi system had additional worlds earlier in its history, but these have been swallowed by the aging giant star. Kurtasi is an elderly metal-poor population 2-star, broadly similar to Arcturus. Orbital distance 6.17 AU, orbital period 2.4 Earth years, radius 42214 kilometers, day length 19.2 Earth hours. And Kalabsha. Tefnut. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Tefnut is home to a helium-3 collection and the nearest refueling facility to the Nubian Expanse mass relay. As such, it is a major gateway to the Verge and Terminus systems, and has become famous for its hospitality industry. Tefnut's motto is known throughout the galaxy, like home, only better. Visitors here can stay at expansive resort stations, watch locally produced entertainment, buy mind-affecting substances not welcome in Citadel space, and rent companionship. Resources are shipped in from Yam at substantial discounts, allowing the small space stations to have surprising luxuries such as edible arthropods and large amounts of fresh water. Population 33,810 spread across 5 space stations. Interesting. Orbital distance 4.1 AU, orbital period 8.3 Earth years, radius 57,010 kilometers, day length 8.8 Earth hours. Kalabsha. Yam. With over 90% of its surface covered in oceans, Yam is a habitable nitrogen-oxygen world, but its extremes can be quite hostile to sapient life. The heat from its extremely long days reaches dangerous levels ranging from 24 Celsius at night to 53 in the afternoon in the temperate zones. Hurricanes run unchecked across the oceans, with winds reaching up to 250 kilometers per hour. While there are some arthropod-like animals, the predominant forms of life are various kinds of toxic algae blooms that stretch hundreds of kilometers across. However, other biohydrocarbon algae blooms are suitable for use as biofuel, and farming the green gold forms the backbone of Yam's economy. Colony founded 2170 CE, population 488504, capital New Karnak. Orbital distance 2 AU, orbital period 2.8 Earth years, radius 6501 kilometers, day length 69.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.8 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 34 Celsius, temperate zone. Surface gravity 1.1 G. Alright. And I think those are all the planets, everybody. How about them apples?
Somebody who respects you. Somebody who's going to treat
To
you
Galana Lemay, shipping routes into the Terminus system. Don't worry, our contact is a Batarian gentleman named Anto. He's one of Arya Talok's flunkies who are keeping his palms well greased, and he should offer us safe passage through the systems. As long as we stay beneath Ari's notice, we should be fine. Sincerely, Valeria.
Oh, I think I'm just going to stop dating.
Subject, Anto Bektal. Anto Bektal is a member of the criminal organization headed up by Arya Talok, often considered the pirate queen of Omega. While Arya's gang is mostly airtight, Anto has an eye towards outside work. Whether this is an exploitable hole, we're not sure. This is Arya Talok after all.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store.
Hey, Ish.
Hello again, my friends. Please tell me you have something for me.
It's the
Have you
stolen
seen
data.
what's in these packages?
Why? Did you find something untoward? Certainly nothing worth getting worked up about.
You sure this is safe?
This information could weaken Arya's organization. You better be sure it's safe before you take it anywhere.
I'm touched. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Shall we get back to business?
I bet Mr. Anto would be very interested in this information, and in finding out who wanted it.
You wouldn't. Would you? It's not for me. A lot of people want a leg up on Arya, and they'll pay a lot of credits to get it. If Anto or Arya found out, I'd be ruined. Or killed.
Yeah, I could choose this, but honestly, like, Clive isn't really a big fan of Arya either. Like, he does not like Arya at all. So, he's like, just be careful.
Just be careful, Ish. You're playing with some dangerous toys.
I'm touched. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Shall we get back to business?
Why do you want information about one of Arya's men?
It's not for me. A lot of people want a leg up on
Yeah, yeah.
If Anto or Arya found out, I'd be
You're
ruined.
safe.
Or killed.
I won't
Don't
say
worry.
anything.
I'm not gonna tell.
Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you for that.
No
Shall we
problem.
return to business?
Yeah, he's like, if this is gonna take Arya out, then, you know, knock her off her throne. And granted, somebody worse might definitely take her place. But at this point, Clive's like, I don't care. He's like, I don't care. Maybe he'll come back and blow up. He'll blow up Omega anyway. Oh my god. Clive is so renegade like that. Here's the
I
package
have
from
the
Ilium.
package from the drop point on Ilium.
Excellent. And here's your reward. Simple as that.
I found the package your contact left on the Citadel.
Very nicely done, my friend. And as I promised, your reward. I really appreciate what you've done, friend. I'll toss in something extra for your trouble. Great
Thank you,
doing
sir.
business with you, Shepard.
You too, Ish. Just be careful, because I'm afraid that you just signed yourself a death warrant. I got a renegade points for that. They just don't want me going up against Arya. Apparently going against Arya is a renegade, which again, it's one of those things where I don't quite agree with the renegade paragon system, because it's like it just seems a little arbitrary. To me, it just seems arbitrary what really is considered paragon and what really is considered renegade. So, yeah. Check your private terminal
Commander,
message
you received a new message at your private terminal.
for a report message from headquarters.
Admiral Stephen Hackett, Alliance HQ. Commander Shepard, I need to discuss a sensitive matter with you privately.
Oh,
I'll take this in my quarters.
Commander Hackett. What can I do for you, sir?
Commander, thank you for your time. I'll keep this brief. We have a deep cover operative out in Batarian space. Name's Dr. Amanda Kenson. Dr. Kenson recently reported that she found evidence of an imminent Reaper invasion.
What?
So why call me?
Just this morning I received word that the Batarians arrested her. They're holding her in a secret prison outpost on terrorism charges. I need you to infiltrate the prison and get her out of there. As a favor to me, I'm asking you to go in alone.
Without my squad?
I have a hell of a squad with me. I'm sure they'd help out.
Jensen is my friend. If the Batarians see a squad of armed soldiers, they'll kill her. This is serious, Commander. Go in with discretion, or don't go at all.
Jeez.
What is Dr. Kenson actually doing out there?
She's a deep cover operative, Shepard. We talk only when we have to. I'd heard she was investigating a rumor of a Reaper artifact in the system. Her last report said she'd found it.
What else can you tell me about the operative?
Amanda's a top scientist and Alliance agent working in Batarian space. It's a deadly assignment, and she's one of the few up to the challenge. She and I go back pretty far, Commander. I won't let her rot away in a Batarian torture camp.
I thought the Alliance denies the Reaper threat. That must be some proof she found.
Kenson's team found an artifact out in Batarian space. She believes it's a Reaper device, proof that the Reapers are indeed planning to invade. I've known her a long time. If she says she has proof, it's worth checking out.
The Batarians won't take kindly to the Alliance breaking into a secret prison.
This is not an Alliance operation. It's one person going in alone to save a friend. If it were an official mission, of course the Batarians would be upset. You keep this quiet, Shepard, and there's nothing to worry about.
All right, sir. I'll save her.
I'll make this a priority.
The prison is hidden underground at a Batarian outpost in Aratat. I'll upload the coordinates now. Once she's secure, confirm her discovery. We'll debrief you when you're back.
Got it.
Hackett out.
Sure, I'll do you this favor, Admiral Hackett. Lucky for you, I've got nothing else left on my plate. Conveniently. Nothing is impossible, says the hegemony propaganda poster that depicts... What? Oh, okay. I'll read that in my codex later. Right now, we have somebody we need to save. Here in the Viper Nebula, rescue Dr. Kenson. Wow, it's way on the edge of the system of the Milky Way galaxy. Bahak. This is a pretty planet. A hydrogen helium gas giant, Bastzuda. I like that name. Bastzuda is home to infrastructure that gathers helium-3 as well as military space stations that supply and protect the resource. Spy satellites are in abundance here, watching for undesirables entering the system or fugitives fleeing it. ED's travel advisory. The Batarian hegemony considers any presence of Alliance military vessels in Batarian space as hostile. The Normandy SR-2, while an independent vessel, strongly resembles the Normandy SR-1, an Alliance ship. Use of stealth systems is highly recommended. Orbital distance 8.9 AU, orbital period 26.6 Earth years, radius 65,015 kilometers, day length 13.1 Earth hours. Urmola. A hydrogen helium gas giant, Urmola is home to infrastructure that generates both helium-3 and antiprotons. Both sources of fuel are restricted to hegemony's ships, forcing merchant vessels to dock at Bastzuda to refuel before their long journey. A sizable naval station is stationed at Urmula, its ships guarding the installations from enemies without and within. As with other planets in the system, spy satellites are ubiquitous. ED's travel advisory. The Batarian hegemony considers any presence of Alliance military vessels in Batarian space as hostile. The Normandy SR-2, while an independent vessel, strongly resembles the Normandy SR-1, an Alliance ship. Use of stealth is highly recommended. Orbital distance 4.3 AU, orbital period 8.8 Earth years, radius 71610 kilometers, day length 13.7 Earth hours. These tiny planets. They're so cute. Klogon, a hothouse planet with a thick atmosphere of methane and ethane. Klogon has been left relatively untouched by the Batarian hegemony, or whatever. As with many Batarian planets, spy satellites circle it, watching for pirates or other enemies of the state who come by the planet to discharge their ship's drive cores. Orbital distance 0.6 AU, orbital period 0.5 Earth years, radius 261 kilometers. Day length 20.8 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 14.65 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature 382 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.12 G. Yanaka. A tiny rock planet, Yanaka's atmosphere is a thin sheen of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Yanaka has abundant metals, but hegemony protectionism makes mining on Aratot more profitable for Batarian corporations. A few aging spy satellites circle it, watching for unlicensed mining operations. Orbital distance 2.4 AU, orbital period 3.7 Earth years, radius 1769 kilometers, day length 63.5 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure, trace. Surface temperature, negative 67 Celsius. Surface gravity, 0.1 G. And last but not least, our tote to rescue Dr. Amanda Kenson. Aratot, like Mount Everest inside an oven. Interesting. Mount Everest inside an oven was how John Grissom described Aratot while on a fact-finding mission to see if the garden world was worth contestation with the Batarians. His team ultimately decided that the planet's air pressure and oxygen content were too low for large-scale human habitation. Undeterred, the Batarian hegemony colonized the planet's polar regions and began an extensive terraforming effort with cyanobacteria, and invasive planet species. Alliance intelligence has confirmed that the colony has several Batarian military installations, which are too close to human space for the Alliance's comfort. Orbital distance 1.15 AU, orbital period 1.2 Earth years, radius 4757 kilometers, day length 20 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.57 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 55 Celsius, surface gravity 0.71 G. Colony founded in 2162 CE, population estimated 90,000. Free, 215,000 other. Interesting. 90,000 are free and 215,000 are other. I think I know what the other is. Capital, Ekta. Let's land. Without our squad. This is so depressing. Fine. This looks good to me. All by my lonesome. Infiltrate the Batarian outpost. Cut the power. Me and my engineering. Wait, I'm not an engineer. That's my writer is an engineer. Never mind. I'm getting my characters mixed up already.
We've been spotted.
Ooh.
Baron. The Batarians must send their prisoners down here to die. I have to find Dr. Kenson now.
That's not good. Whoa, more Varen.
This place is run down, even for a prison.
Not so fast.
Get your hands off me!
That's not good. Don't think I can get through there without tripping something or getting zapped. So I'll try to find another way. Or not. Huh. Do I not have a choice?
There's someone in the sewers. Access is restricted. Enter authorization code. Access is restricted.
Oh, great.
Enter authorization code.
I need some sort of code. Can't hack it with my awesome hacking skills. Where am I gonna get an access code? Huh. Interesting. Personal log.
I hear humans are scurrying like vermin out in the asteroid belt. Is anywhere safe from them? We should arm a mission to flush them all out.